Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. It's our Israelite Advanced Bible Study night. It's the 23rd of April, 2024. Okay, we'll be dealing with Shiloh in the book of Joshua, chapters uh, 18, 19, 20, 21. Getting a better understanding on what Shiloh is. Okay, you can go to our YouTube channel, The Prophets of Awakening. Check out our videos. We have a bunch of videos, over 900 or so. They'll lead you into the truth of the Holy Scriptures. And if you like what you're hearing and receiving, I'm asking you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. And for those that want to support the channel, we have a cash app at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Our hours of operation Tuesday nights, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. We come on at live from 7 to 9 Central Time, p.m. And then we come back on Friday nights for our clubhouse at 7 to 9 Central Time. And then we have two Shabbat classes, one in the morning from 10 to 12 a.m. Central Time. And then we come back and close out the Shabbat at 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. So any one of those days or whatever you want to check it out or feel the need to come in, it's all good. Okay. For those that don't know, this is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses and to our forefathers by the Lord of hosts. Okay? Shalom and welcome to the channel, and welcome to our Israelite Bible study. We're going to do our normal, which is a moment of silence, prayer. We'll read the Psalms. We have some current events, some need-to-know information, and then we'll open it up for some more questions and comments. And then we'll go into our topic, like I said, Shiloh, and reading out of the book of Joshua. Okay, it's a moment of silence for the Lord of hosts and all that he's doing, along with the Creator, to bring about our prophesied deliverance from our enemies and our oppressors in these last days. Oh Lord, we come this day, bow down, honoring you, praising you, and believing in you. And we thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge that you have poured out upon us. And we see you in the now within the Holy Scriptures. And oh Lord, we trust you with all our hearts and all our soul, and keep not thy silence, but shine forth on our enemies with thy great power and thy great glory. Peace be unto you. Okay. Read the Psalms. Okay. Okay, I'll read Psalm 64. It's plot and punishment. Psalm of David. It says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter ones, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of layers snared privately, and they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear, and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doings. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Okay, any comments on that? That was Psalm 64, plot and punishment. Okay, so I'll read.
No comments.
Okay, I'll read verse 8. It says that um, although they are plotting and scheming on the righteous, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So they're gonna break. We see an example there with the Pharaoh in the last plague. He told Moses that if he see him again, he's gonna kill his firstborn. So he used his own tongue to pronounce his punishment on his own self. So 9 says, and all men shall fear. When they see this, all men shall fear and declare the works of God. For they shall wisely consider his doing. Okay. So with that being said, we'll do some current events.
Most people have no idea that they could be reading scripts into their phone and getting paid for it every single day. There is a little known side hustle.
Military invincibility, arguing that recent developments have shattered this notion. He asserted that until Iran's decision to strike, few believed Israel could be humiliated despite its global support base. Ritter dismissed Israel's alleged strikes and drone operations against Iranian missile defense sites as acts of desperation, predicting they would fail to undermine Iran's established deterrence. He emphasized that the attempted retaliation was mired in lies and misinformation, rendering it unreliable. In contrast, Ritter highlighted Iran's clear and transparent response, including the downing of Israeli drones and its lack of further escalation. The former weapons inspector's assessment aligns with CNN's recent findings, which cast doubt on the extent of damage caused by Israeli strikes. Satellite imagery obtained from the Isfahan military base, where the alleged attacks occurred, revealed minimal destruction, contradicting earlier reports of widespread damage. Iranian media had previously raised skepticism about the severity of the assault, suggesting it was limited and lacked significant impact on the ground. Ritter interpreted these findings as signaling the end of direct confrontation between Iran and Israel. He asserted that the conflict would now manifest through proxy engagements and covert operations, with both sides targeting each other's interests through allies and proxies in the region. Ritter predicted a return to the shadow battles that characterized their rivalry, with Iran supporting anti-occupation efforts in Palestine and Israel conducting clandestine operations against Iranian interests.
Israel and Iran are not natural enemies. During the time of the Shah, actually, Israel and Iran had close relations and friendly relations. With the Islamic Revolution, a government came into power that took umbrage over a number of things. One, Israel's treatment of the Palestinian people. I think Iran is the only country in the world, of the Islamic Republic of Iran is the only famous scene where Patton comes in and breathes on the bathroom window and draws a map and tells how he wants to get things done. There's a planning meeting by the top leaders of the British, the Americans. They were talking about the next stage, going into Italy, through Sicily, the planning meeting. And they all came together, I believe, in Tunisia, in Tunis, to have this meeting. That's what was happening at the consulate in Damascus. Now, let's just straight up, because I'm going to push back against Piers Morgan, who talked to a friend of mine, an Iranian professor, I think yesterday, and was just chastising him. He said, the Iranians held a meeting in a consulate, and it lost its diplomatic status because it became a military thing. I said, well, wait a minute. I wish I had answered it, because I would have been like, wait, well, I can guarantee you that your British embassies all around the world have secret intelligence service guys who hold meetings about how to spy and how to do.
So in the short, this guy is talking about how it was propaganda they used on this. I don't know if anybody been keeping up with this, but the Iran and the Israeli thing, if you was paying attention, Saturday morning they attacked Iran, but what's being said, the damage that they done, there wasn't no damage. But the thing about it is, right after all this supposedly happened, they made this put all this out that Iran had did this and that and had humbled Iran. Now all of a sudden, $26 billion by Congress been sent out to the Iranians, to the Israel. So, like I said before, they all working in concert. They trying to act as if they putting pressure on Israel, but they not. When you look at what's going on in America and these European countries, they need a world war because if they don't, they going down. Everything is falling apart. So they trying to entice this thing, build it up with Iran because they know that if they keep going back and forth with Israel and Iran, the rest of those Arab countries gonna get in it. Then America gonna get in it, and that's what they want. They want to use the excuse to start another war, massive war. Like I said, to curb what's happening to them. They falling. Okay. Anybody got any comments on that? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
The Caucasian, he tries to steal the identity of the black man and black woman. Anyone with straight hair has a genetic mutation of the TCHH gene, and such a person is classified as a Caucasian. The Caucasian is not defined by the Caucasus Mountains. He is defined by his genetic mutations. Many black people have made the error in claiming that Mexicans and Latinos are part of the tribe of Issachar. Mexicans and Latinos, they have straight hair, they have genetic mutations, they are albinos that suffer from OCA 1 to 7. They are classified as Caucasians. Mexicans and Latinos, they are not part of the tribe of Issachar. Mexicans and Latinos with straight hair, they are descendants of the fallen angels. All straight haired people, they are the descendants of the fallen angels. Hence, they have no part in the kingdom of the Most High. Issachar was a black man, and the tribe of Issachar, they are black men and black women.
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
Yeah, so I came across that, and just wanted to play it because I'm constantly saying, when people they're coming up with all these different things, actually lies and misdiagnosis, when the most of God of Israel deals with signs. And so, like the brother was saying, the signs is on the people. You can rightly divide who's who because it's on the people. And when you see those, when you see those things, you see those signs, then you got to call it what it is. You can't make it out to be something else when it's simply the signs are there. Just like with Cain, he told you what was, he put a mark on Cain so you know who he was. We know what he did, what the mark is. So we said it from him with it. Okay. Any comments on that? Okay. I want to check this out. It's supposed to be Hebrew Israelites in Charleston, but I want to listen to the conversation. Then we'll talk about it.
All right.
Check this out.
Charleston Visitor Center. Look at us, look at us. Family. Praise to the Most High. Oh, talking that talk right there. Yes. That's family. In the motherland. That's right. That's right. That's right. So when you say what you said now, we're here in the motherland, right? So Moses said in the book of the law, right? And the way to say God properly is the law, Hebrew for redemption. But Moses said, if you don't keep the law, you're going back into Egypt. Yes. Back into Egypt again. With ships. Ships. Come on now, Moses. Where them to go drop us off at now, Moses? Right. It's time. It's time. All the signs are showing it's time. Ain't nobody see, but only those who are on top of the light can see. So he said you're going back into Egypt. So we are here in Egypt. Brought by way of ships, they said. We the people. The word. The curse is over now. The word. The awakening. We waking black into the light. Look at the Israelite. Look at the light bulb, the candlestick. Beautiful. Ooh, beautiful. Look at us. With my brother. My brother got me. It's a family affair. Tell me, who are you? Oh, I'm Omar. Sister Chrissy. Yes. Coming from Charlotte and Columbia. Yes. It's a beautiful thing. We're here with my brother. He's going to teach us. Tell us things that we've read, but now we see it. That's right. For ourselves. To see it in the Bible, right? To close your eyes and read the scriptures with your eye open, okay? With your third eye, pineal gland wide open. To close your physical eyes and read the scriptures and to get into the spirit. When you open your eyes, you're going to see Charleston, the holy city. To come to this city with your spiritual eye open and that holy Bible in your hand, you're going to see what don't nobody see. Yes. Today, a carnal mind won't be able to see this. This is only spiritual eyes. That carnal. Number one city in the world. Huh? In the world. Look at what you, come on now. What do we see? Oh my God. Black tomato. Black tomato. That was not a black tomato. What's going on here? That ain't black. Hell no. The black tomato is white. Just keep it real. Hey. because we is real.
Yes, we are.
We is real. And that's how we talk. The book is written in slang. It's written in a very particular way. It just happened to be the way that we speak is our language.
Yes, yes.
And now things seem to fit perfectly.
Hallelujah.
Ah, hallelujah. Ishi.
Yes.
Hosea 2:16. Ishi, boy. Hosea 2:16. And that day, thou gonna call me Ishi. And no more they ally. No more them fake names. Ishi, boy. Kalakichi. Woo!
Oh, praise. We've been waiting a long time to be here. So, yo, excited.
It's our time. The chi, the energy, the energy, the
Energy.
It's our time, baby. Look at the remnant. Amongst all of what you see, the remnant of the Most High, Yah. Hallelujah. Woo. We gonna get some. No, wait a minute. You don't know your real name,
Right.
but who wear crowns? Kings and queens, Jack and Jill. Kings, so he had a crown on his head. Kings and queens. Now, when you were in rulership, you have to talk that hill at the top of that mountain.
Right. That's what the kingdom was.
That's right. But when we turned away from Yah, we fell from the top to the bottom. 400 years, and we fell on our head, so our helmet broke.
Wow.
That's a hard fall if your helmet broke now. Amnesia set in.
Right? That's it.
Wow. When you hit your head again, amnesia, you forget who you are.
We forgot everything. The light went out. So we're just blind.
Wow. Darkness.
400 years. Beauty and the Beast got a curse on it. Princess and the Frog, who gets a frog?
Okay. Any comments on that? Yeah, you notice that the brother said they in Charleston, South Carolina, the holy city, and he also said they was in the motherland. America is the motherland.
So they're not, shalom. So they're not recognizing anything overseas. They're going along with United States being the motherland.
Right. And he twisted scriptures up, Deuteronomy. He twisted Deuteronomy 28 and 68 all up. Said that the Most High told us, the Lord of Hosts told us that we was gonna, if we didn't return to Him, He's gonna send us back to Egypt in ships. So he's saying that we came over here, Egypt over here. Is that something?
Yes, sir. Shalom. They got so much twisted up that they feel if they are giving this information out and they're laughing and giggling with each other, that this is going to be like they're polluting other people that really want to come to the Most High and learn the truth. They're not going to. They're like false prophets right there. They're telling them, like you said, twisting it up where one would believe they're doing the right thing or they're saying the right thing and they're not.
Exactly. So, like I said, it's gonna. That's why it's all left up to the Lord of Hosts. We wake up. Y'all continue to tell us, through the prophets that I spoke it and I perform it. So He's the one that's gonna perform it. Okay, it ain't nothing. It's not somebody else. Not Jesus or Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. He said, "I spoke it and I'm performing." He went to Egypt. He the one did what he did in Egypt, in Babylon. He the one brought us here. He's the one going to deliver us. So that's where everybody going wrong here. First of all, they don't know who He is. These same people right here probably they're dealing with Yahushua and Jesus and all that. So it's only he said that if you got an idol set up in your head, then he's gonna recompense that idol on you, make you look even crazy. And that's a lot of our situation. Okay. So as I'm opening it up for some Q&A, anybody have any questions or comments about anything that they came across they want to talk about, or something they read, want to deal with it? Okay. Play this right here, talk about it, then we go into our lesson.
So what you're about to see is a very true thing, because if we were not told by the president of Russia, many things would have gone unnoticed and found. Look at what the Vatican, the Pope, has done to the entire world. There was a time when the Pope or the Catholic Church was the ruler of this world. They instigated colonialism, they instigated slavery, they instigated raids and so much bad things. They even hide some facts about some biblical figures that they were black. And so I want us to watch this video and get a clear thought of how cruel or how religion can be so dangerous when mishandled.
What if I told you that the Vatican helped Europe colonize the world, that it justified European colonialism in the name of spreading Christianity, that there are papal decrees that allowed European empires to take over entire countries? And for what? To allow colonizers to subjugate people, to take away their lands, wage war on their cultures, impose a self-conceived notion of racial superiority over them. And all of this just because the colonists claimed that they were the ones who discovered new lands. So they had a right to rule over those new lands. Now the Vatican has come forward and apologized for what it did. It has apologized for helping the colonizers. Here's a report.
Have you heard something called the doctrine of discovery? It's Europe's version of finders, keepers. It's what European colonizers used to subjugate the world. The doctrine was cited by Europeans who discovered new lands, and the doctrine traces its roots back to the Vatican and to the Catholic Church. Now the Church has apologized for helping in their conquests. On Thursday, the Vatican issued an unprecedented statement. It officially apologized for its historical role in justifying colonialism by European powers. The Vatican said, the Roman Catholic Church repudiates those concepts that fail to recognize the inherent human rights of indigenous peoples, including what has become known as the legal and political doctrine of discovery. It also declared that the doctrine is not part of the Christian's faith, but the Vatican is centuries late. The doctrine of discovery is a concept laid out in the so-called papal bulls. What are these? These are usually official statements from the head of the Catholic Church. That would be the Pope. So no less than the popes were involved in justifying European colonialism. Their decrees were used extensively in the conquest of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Africa, and the United States. The colonized claimed that they had the approval of the Church to have sovereignty, property, and commercial rights in lands they discovered. Here's an example. Papal decrees in the 15th century permitted Portugal to subjugate Muslims and the non-Christians in Africa. That's not even the ugliest part of these decrees. The Vatican was quite explicit when it came to who Europe could colonize. It could only be non-Christians. So colonialism was essentially used as a tool by the Vatican to spread Christianity across the world. And the colonized countries paid a huge price. Take Canada, for instance. Between the 19th and the 20th centuries, more than 150,000 indigenous children were taken hostage in Canada. They were snatched away from their families and lodged against their will in the re-education institutions. Here, they were subjected to unspeakable atrocities. They were physically assaulted and sexually made.
Why is it that more and more cases of senior moments
Many of them didn't survive. They were buried in mass graves that are still being discovered in Canada. Last year, Pope Francis visited Canada. He apologized to the indigenous people for what the Vatican put them through. In 2015 too, the Pope apologized for the Catholic Church's action in Bolivia. He sought forgiveness not only for the offenses of the Church, but also for the crimes committed against the native people during the so-called conquest of America. Just so you know, European colonialism was a vast and often very violent project. The whole world at some point or the other has been under the control of a European power. Look at the French Empire. It ruled over territory greater than the size of the Europe itself. Then there was the British Empire, the most notorious of them all. And its peak was about 25% of the world population was a subject of the British Empire. Apologies are welcome and long overdue.
Hi. Strange things are happening in the world right now. Strange things. The other day we had a solar eclipse. Some people attached a lot of meaning to the solar eclipse. And me, as a religious believer, I believe that the end times was to carry a lot of things. Things will be revealed, things will be this and that. Remember the case with P. Diddy, Justin Bieber, the pastor, the mega church pastor, T.D. Jakes. It is said that during the end times, a lot will be revealed. Nothing shall hide from the eyes of the Lord. That's how I know it. And so, one of the things that has been revealed during these end times is the black Jesus Christ. Or was there some times when divinities were black? From the drawings of Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, he really he painted the picture of the Last Supper. Jesus was white. Remember, Leonardo da Vinci is a white, he's an Italian. And so he painted the picture of Jesus Christ as a white person, having dinner with his 12 disciples in the Last Supper picture, you know. A lot of things are being revealed now. A video was trending online where the Pope Francis was worshiping Madonna, Black Madonna.
This video is brought to you by Melanin Particle. Thank you, Melanin Particle. What I want to show you here is that they worship us behind closed doors. The power behind all of this is you. Nobody else. Just watch. Tell me something I don't know. Whoa.
Imagine the Pope worshiping this. These are things that people try so hard for Africans not to look at them. But as I told you, things are being revealed. Was Jesus Christ black? Was he really black? Or was he white? Or who was Jesus Christ? What race was Jesus Christ? The question of the race of Jesus Christ is not addressed in the Bible. It is not addressed Jesus this race. No. We're only told of the lineage of Jesus Christ, up from Abraham. We have Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Judah, so many generations. We have David, King David, many generations, Jesus Christ. And so exactly what's the race of Jesus Christ? Does the Vatican know something that Africa?
Right. What is known as fact does not require an explanation. Similarly, instances of icons being deliberately lightened have been documented, such as in Rome's Santa Maria del Popolo Church, where the Black Madonna has been altered to appear white in certain representations. In southern Spain, an attempt to clothe the Virgin of Regla led to the separation and alteration of the original dark-skinned Jesus figure, reflecting a pattern of cultural alteration or whitewashing. In her book, The Black Madonna in Latin America and Europe, Malgorzata Oleskiewicz Peralba traces the worship of the Black Madonna back to ancient times, suggesting a deep-rooted historical reverence. According to her research, in places like Russia and Poland, the Virgin Mary is often referred to as the Mother of God, a title that echoes her ancient designation as the Mother Goddess, highlighting a long-standing and profound connection to the divine feminine. What is the link?
Okay. Any comments on that? So all of a sudden now the Pope is apologizing. He came out with the Black Madonna. Now the Pope is going around apologizing to everybody for their role in the transatlantic slave trade and the colonization of actually the whole world, but specifically Africa and all the things that they did in Africa. Any comments on that? Okay. Okay, so I said I was going to deal with Shiloh. I mean, if you're not familiar with it, Shiloh, I named the place that I'm dealing with over here Shiloh. So I'm going into the reason why I did that. So give you, it's got a lot of meaning behind it. So we're going to go into it. We're going to start in Joshua chapter 18. I think it's like 4 or 5 chapters. Okay, we go into it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start at verse 14 in chapter 17, and then I come into all these other chapters, 18, 19, 20, like that. So I'm in Joshua 17, starting at verse 14. This is when they was receiving their land, the allotment of their land, once they came out of Egypt and started conquering the people of the land of the Canaanites. So I'm in Joshua 17 and 14. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, for as much as the Lord hath blessed me hereto? And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, cut down for thyself there in the land of Israelites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley of chariots of iron, both they who are of Bethshan and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joseph spake, and Joshua spoke unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoing of it shall be thine, for thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. So you understand what's really going on with this. Like I said, Joseph, you understand Joseph's role in Israel, the nation of Israel, all he done in Egypt, when a lot started being provided. Israel Joseph got 2 lots because he had his 2 sons, and Joseph, he got a double portion because of his role in the Most High's plan for Israel. So when it came time for them to receive their land, he got a double portion. Because between those 2 boys, they was populated. There's a lot of people. So they got a double portion of the land of Israel. So now we're going to chapter 18. It's before they went into the land of Israel, they had to set up a headquarters. And their headquarters is called Shiloh. And from Shiloh, they went out and divided the land up. So we're gonna look at this, read it, and see how it unfolded, and the purpose and the reasoning behind Shiloh. Okay, it says, The tabernacle set up at Shiloh, at the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. So it's like a headquarters. When they came into the land of Canaan, they set this area up, and it was like the command center. This is what Shiloh is. So then verse 2, chapter 18 of Joshua, verse 2, and there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. So notice, 7 tribes, right? So why is it only 7 tribes? Because he gave them allotments on the other side of Jordan. 2.5 tribes, he gave allotments to on the other side of Jordan before they crossed over the Jordan to the land of Canaan. So it says, verse 3, and Joshua said unto the children of Israel, how long are ye slack to go to possess the land, which the Lord your fathers, which the Lord God of your fathers have given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe. There was 7 tribes, 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land and describe it according to the inheritance of them, and they shall come again to me. So this same thing happened with Moses. Moses sent the 12 spies out. So now they didn't cross the Jordan, and Joshua sent his 21 people out because of this 3 from each tribe times 7 to go and view the land out. But I want to shine a light on verse 5. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide, check it out, Judah shall abide in their coast on the south. And the house of Joseph, which is Ephraim, shall abide in their coast on the north. So here go to southern and northern kingdom right here. That's why they call them the southern and northern kingdom. I'll read it again. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south. That's the southern kingdom. And the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the northern side. That's the northern kingdom. Okay, so right here, we see, go all the way back here, them being separated and divided. That's northern and southern kingdom right here. Okay. So verse 6, ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites have no part among you. Check it out. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and the half tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance, so I was telling you, beyond the Jordan, on the east, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, go and walk through the land, describe it, and come again to me, that I may hear, cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. Right? So all this being done in this place called Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua, to the host of Shiloh, and Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land to the children of Israel according to their division. So if you don't understand what's going on, let me go back and show you what's been done. And when you see this, you look at everything else in the same way. So I showed you where Joseph, you got Jacob had 12 sons. And the Most High changed his name to Israel. He had 12 sons, came the nation of Israel. And Esau was born along with Jacob. Esau's name was changed also. And so Esau's name became Edom. So Joseph went into Egypt and he was nursed in the house of the Pharaoh and came up. So he's a great man in Israel. Well, Zephno from Esau family did the same thing. Zephno fled to Egypt. And Pharaoh took him in. So same thing was going on with Israel. Same thing happened with Esau. So we see right here the land of Canaan, which is Israel's inheritance, was divided up by the Israelites into 12 tribes. So let's go look and see if it happened with Esau. And this is going to redirect your understanding of what happened in the past. You have to go back and get it right. So you go to Book of Obadiah, right? Okay. Book of Obadiah, and we see right here in the Book of Obadiah that the same thing happened. Right here in chapter Obadiah chapter, it's only one chapter, verse 10. So this is why Esau is going to get punished, and this is why Esau being punished. Verse 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day, just like that, in the day. So it came a day when Israel divided the land up by the 12 lots. Well, it also came a day when, right here, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive, took Israel out of the land of Canaan. Foreigners entered into the gates, cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was one of them. Esau was one of them. So just like they doing over here in Shiloh, in Joshua chapter 18, casting lots of land, Esau did the same thing right after Israel was cast out. Let me finish reading that. So it says, thou was one of them, 12, but thou should not have looked on the day when thy brother became a stranger, neither should thou have rejoiced over the children or children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. Thou should have not entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Ye should not have looked upon their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. So this right here is showing you the cast lots for the land. So when this is another one of those big lies they told. These Edomites in the land. When you understand when this happened, is when the Antichrist came, Antiochus. So they stole the land the same way Israel came in the land after they drove out the Canaanites and set up lots on the land, divided the land. Esau came in when Israel was cast out and set up lots. That's who they're doing the Roman occupation. They're dealing with Edomites. You might know Israelites. They're on the west coast of Africa. The Mali Empire, the Shanghai, all those different empires that was on the west coast of Africa, that was the Israelites, Negro land. So people that's over in the land during the time of Herod and Titus and Vespasian and all them was Edomites. Man, Israelites. That's why so many people misguided it. Okay. And then when you show it to them, because it's right here, it ain't hard to see, then they feel a certain type of way. But this is where the problem is at. Right here. So everything you see happened to Israel, it happened the same thing happened to Esau. That's why he was able to get away when he started posing as Israelites, because he have the same thing that happens to Jacob is happening to him. Like I said, the curses. You got the curses in Deuteronomy that's on Jacob, where the same curses is on Esau in Ezekiel 35. That's why he was able to pose up to this point to the Most High started recently started uncovering everything, but he was able to get away all these years as the Israelites because he had the same thing that's on him, that's on Jacob is on him. You know, Ezekiel 35. Let me read some of that. Okay. Ezekiel 35. Okay. Yeah. Read some of it. Okay. So we go to Ezekiel 35. You'll see what I'm talking about. 35 says, this is the prophecy against Mount Seir, which is Edom. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So Jacob was made desolate. We see right here, Esau was made desolate. So everything happened to Jacob, happened to Israel, happened to Esau. And I will lay thy cities to waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. We saw that back there in Obadiah, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had came to the end. The Most High was tired of dealing with them. That's what Daniel told. Gabriel told Daniel. The time of the end, his indignation that came to a fool. This is the calamity right here. And then 6, therefore as I live, says the Lord God, I will prepare thee for blood, and blood shall pursue thee, and thou shalt and thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. That's what I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So go to the curses. He tells you you're gonna when you come in, you're gonna be cursed. When you go out, you're gonna be cursed. Same thing right here. Just happened to Esau. That's why I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with the slain men, in the hills and in the valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain by the sword. And I will make thee a perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, because thou hast said, these two nations, I just showed you those two nations, the southern and the northern kingdom, and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, wherein the Lord was there. So that's why, like I said, that's why they wanted it. They knew the Lord was there. See, when Jacob was raised, Esau was raised by Abraham and Isaac, just like Jacob was. So he knew the significance of the land. When opportunity presented itself, he stole it and coveted it by lot. Same way the Israelites did when they came in. That's what, like I said, that's what a drum is. When you understand all this, you don't keep going to the New Testament dealing with it, because it's garbage. Because that's all that's Edomites is in the land. Okay. So anyway, let me go back over where I was at. Okay, verse 9. Let me see. 8. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went. I'm in Joshua 18 and 8. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go, walk through the land, describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots. Same thing Esau did in 143 BC for you before the Lord in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host of Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots in them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. There they go again. It's always been drama. Judah and Joseph, right? These two head tribes. Judah out of Jacob, and Joseph, Ephraim is out of Joseph. There's two head tribes. And their borders on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward, and going out thereof, were at the wilderness of Beth Haven. So what I want you to do while I'm reading this, go back to America. Supposedly is the land of Israel. Look at these names. Is they over here? So Jericho, right? And this other one, Beth Haven. Okay, then 13. And the borders went over from thence toward Lugs, to the side of Lugs, which is Bethel. You know anything about Bethel, that's where the portal was at. Joseph saw the ladder going up and down, angels coming up and down. Southward, and the border descended to Torah Adar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the border of the neither of Beth-horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward from the hill that lieth before Beth-horon southward, and the going out thereof were at Karat Ball, which is Karat Reem, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarters. So when you understand this guy, Kara, I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but when you see this name right here, just like Mamre in Genesis 18, it's a giant. And they named it just like when Cain had Enoch. He had a son called Enoch. He named the city after him, or he named the geographical area, or after that, after his son Enoch. Right here is a giant. This Kara Jerum, right? He's the father of those three giants that the 12 spies saw when they went to the land of Canaan. So it says Kira, a city. See that? It's a giant name, but it's a city also named after him. And Judah ended up possessing that city. 15, and the south quarters were from the end of this name again, Karam, and the borders went out on the west and went out to the well of water at Nearport. And the borders came down to the end of the mountain that lie before the valley of the sons of Hinnom, and which is in the valley of the giants. See that? The giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebusite. They spell this same word, Jebusite. This is a city that David took, that eventually became Jerusalem, on the south, and descended to Ingregel, whatever that word is, and was drawn from the north and went forward to east. I'm putting these names, and went forward to Gilad, which is over against the going of Edelman, and descended to the stone of Barkan, the son of Reuben. So if anybody want to do the research on that, I'm doing the same thing. The stone of Bechan, the son of Reuben. So you can check that out. That's Joshua 18, verse 17. And he passed along toward the side over against Arabia, I guess that is Arabia northward, and went down into Arabia. And the borders passed along to the side of Beth Gala northward. And the outgoings of the border were to the north by the South Sea at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast, and Jordan was the border of it on the east side. And this was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin by the coast thereof round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribes of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, Beth Hagla, and the valley of Kizah, and Betherah, and Zimrar, Rim, and Bethel, and Avon, and Purah, and Ophrah, and I can say that word, Oliphan and Geba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, Ramah, and Rerath, and Misphah, and Chipra, and Mazah, and Rechem, and Arapel, and Torah, and Zela, Alpha, Jebusa, which is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kirah, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Now, chapter 19. Anybody have comments so far? That was Joshua 18.
No, sir.
Okay, chapter 18, 19. What we're dealing with is Shiloh. When they divided the land up, they did it from this place called Shiloh, where they had the tabernacle in the wilderness set up at the same place. Yes. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families and their inheritance, was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the children of Simeon, according to their families and their inheritance, was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. So Simeon and Judah collected at the hill, and they had in their inheritance Bathsheba and Sheba and Marlah and Hashalu and Bala and Azum, Etalah, Bethel and Hormath and Zillah, Ziklah, Bethlehem, whatever that name is, Azmaroth, Bethelabah, Rasharum, 13 cities in their villages, and Rimmon and Ether and Asherah, 4 cities of their villages, and all the villages that were around about these cities, to Bala, to Baal, Arthur, Ramlah, and to the south. This is the inheritance of the tribes of the children of Simeon according to their families. And out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore, the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. Okay, and the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families and their borders of their inheritance was unto Syria. Okay, Sarid, and their borders went up toward the south to Markala and reached to Dabbas and reached to the river that is before Jacqueline and turned from Syria eastward toward the sun rising to the border of and then goeth out to Debrath and goeth up to Jaffa, and from thence passes on along the east to Githarper and to Itim Kizim, and goeth out to Rimlah Methar to Neil, and the borders compasses it on the north side of Hampton, and outgoing thereof onto the valley of Jippalel and Kittim and Serum, Idlah, Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families. These cities with their villages. Okay, then Issachar. So they tell they say that Issachar is the Mexicans, right? So territory of the children of Issachar, and the fourth lot came out to Issachar for the children of Issachar according to their families, and their borders were toward Jezreel and Jisvalah and Shulam and Harim and Shahan and Anthroph, and Rebit, Kishlin, Ebezer, all that, whatever, and Raymond, and Egelin, and Ehal, and Beth Pass, and the coast reaching to the Tabor, and Shema, and Bethshean, and the outgoing of their borders were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribes of the children of Issachar, according to their families and according to their villages. So let me skip on down. I'm not gonna keep reading this. So territory of Naphtali, yeah. So I pick it up in 49, Joshua 19 and 49. So you see the territories of Naphtali in verses 32 through 39. Then the territories of children of Dan is 40 through 48. And then we get to 49, which is Joshua received the inheritance. It says, and when they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coast, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua, the son of Nun, among them. And according to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath-Serah in Mount Ephraim. So, and he built the city and dwelt therein. These are the inheritance which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of these tribes of the children of Israel divided for inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the door. Check it out. At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the land. So when the land got divided, the Lord of hosts was there. They did all this at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord of hosts in the tabernacle. They let that front made. So we see that when Esau stole the land and divided, they wasn't at the tabernacle door. The Lord of hosts wasn't there. So that's why he says, Jacob I love, Esau I hate, because he gave Jacob his judgments, his laws, his statutes, and his judgments for them to perform. That's why he loved Jacob. And Esau he hate because Esau is a thief. He hate robbery. He loved judgment, but he hate robbery. That's why he loves Jacob and hate Esau, because Esau stole everything. Everything he got, he stole. He robbed. Like he said in Obadiah, if thieves came to rob us by night, would they not leave some grapes? Okay, so anyway, that was chapter 19. Any questions, comments about anything you heard? Very good. Okay, chapter 20. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, speak to the children of Israel, saying, appoint out of you cities of refuge. Wherefore I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slaves that killeth any person unawares and unwillingly may flee thither, and they shall be for refuge from the vengers of blood. And when he that doeth flee unto one of these cities shall stand at the entering in of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of the city, and they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hands, because he smote his neighbor unwillingly and hated him not before time. And he shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return and come into his own city and unto his own house, unto the city from which he had fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kiriath, which is Hebron, in the mountains of Judah, And on the other side of Jordan by Jericho, eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness upon the plains out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Gulan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel and for the strangers that sojourn among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood until he stood before the congregation. Okay, that was chapter 20. So this is where we get the understanding of what's going on now. We see with these refugees, we got cities in America that they call sanctuary cities, with the same understanding as this. So that's the reason why they're doing what they're doing with those immigrants, because they feel like they owe them that because of that this understanding right here. Sanctuary cities. Chicago is one of them. Okay, anyway, 21. And New York is a sanctuary city. Chapter 21, the cities of the Levites. Then came near. Check this out. So then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburb thereof for our cattle. Right? So let's look at this. So we know that when they came out of Egypt, they had a whole lot of cattle and sheep and goats, and they had all this stuff, clean animals, because they needed them, because their God required that. Go all the way to the garden when he sacrificed the ram on the altar for Adam. So we see in verse 1 it says, then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. So these are what the Most High says. He put a vineyard. He took a vineyard out of Egypt and planted it in the land of Canaan. And then he shot forth bowls. Here go the bowls right here. Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites under Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. These are bowls. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, the Lord commanded by the hands of Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburbs thereof for cattle. So notice they got to have some place for their cattle. They got so many cattle, and they also have to have a place for the Levites. And the children of Israel gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance. So we got Levites attached to every tribe. So let me read it again. And the children of Israel gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance, out of their lot, at the commandment of the Lord, these cities and their suburbs. The suburbs are for the animals, cattle, and the sheep and goats. So it says, and we don't have no suburbs over here, so we know this ain't on our land. So it says, and the lot came out for the families of the Korites and the children of Aaron, the priests, which were of the Levites, that had by lot out of the tribe of Judah, and out of the tribe of Simeon, and out of the tribe of Benjamin, 13 cities. And the rest of the children of Kohath had by lot out of the families of the tribes of Ephraim, and out of the tribe of Dan, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. And the children of Gershon had a lot out of the families of the tribe of Israel, and out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali, and out of the tribes of Manasseh and Bashan in their cities. So when you understand what I'm reading right here, like I said, you can see who the suffering servant is. So the Levites and the priests don't have no inheritance in the land of Israel. God, Lord of hosts, and Yahweh is their inheritance. So notice right here, Most High got a covenant with Aaron, that out of his lineage will always be a high priest in Israel. And out of David, you got a covenant with David. Always going to be the king, going to be always out of David's lineage. So we see right here in verse 3 of 21, Joshua 21, and the children of Israel gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance at the commandment of the Lord, their cities and their suburbs. Now here you go, right here, 4. And the lot came out for the family of the Kerites. So that's Aaron got 4 sons. This is one of them right here. So 3 tribes. They got inheritance out of 3 tribes. This son right here and his descendants out of 3 tribes. Then you go to verse 5. And the rest of the children of Korah had a lot out of the families of the tribe of Ephraim, out of the tribe of Dan, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh. That's 3. Then 6. And the children of Gershon, this is his other son, had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Israel, out of Asher and Naphtali, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh. Then the children of, they go to the other son in verse 7. Morah by their families, out of the tribe of Reuben, out of the tribe of Gad, and out of the tribe of Zebulun. It says, and the children of Israel gave by lot unto the Levites these cities with their suburbs, as the Lord had commanded by the hands of Moses. So we see right here, these Levites is this suffering servant in Isaiah 53. So let me just go there right quick. I'm not going to digress into that, but let me read it right quick. So we say Isaiah 53. Look at what I just read and how it was broken down. So we go to Isaiah right quick. 53. Isaiah 53. I'll read the first verse. And it says right here, 53. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? Over here, I just read. These Levites, Aaron's lineage. That the rest of the tribes had to give them a portion out of their portion. They attach themselves to each one of the tribes because they don't have no inheritance in Israel. The Lord is their inheritance. That's the Lord's servant. And if they don't, the nation of Israel don't do right, the Levites the one he punished. That's why it's saying our. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? It's revealed to the Levites and the priests. Okay? Read a little more, and then I'm gonna close out. Let me see where I'm at. 12. Joshua 21:12. But the fields of the cities and the valleys thereof gave they to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, for his possession. Thus they gave to the children of Aaron, the priest, Hebron with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Libnah with her suburbs, and Jittah with her suburbs, and Ashma with her suburbs, and Holon with her suburbs, and Debir with her suburbs, and Ain with her suburbs, and Jutta with her suburbs, and Bethshema with her suburbs. 9 cities out of these tribes, and out of the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with her suburbs, Geba with her suburbs. Okay, yeah, so you get the point. So I'll finish this up in Psalm and Joshua. Let me see. Yeah. Joshua 21, 43, 44, and 45 it says, and the Lord gave unto Israel all the land which he had swore to give unto their fathers, and they possessed it and dwelled in. So this came to pass. What he had promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is what we read right here, came to pass. 44, and the Lord gave them rest about, according to that he swore unto their fathers. And there stood not a man of all their enemies before them. The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hands. Then here we go, right here, 45. There fell not aught of any good thing which the Lord had spoken unto the house of Israel, all came to pass. So right here, at the end of this verse right here, everything he had promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he brought it to pass. So like I said before, you in a pickle if you don't understand who this is. If you think it's JC, then you all messed up. It ain't JC. Okay? And that's the reason why you see me emphasizing that as much as I do. Because like I said, he's waking us up in these last days for us to find him. But you got brothers getting puffed up because they find out they're Israelite. But he's waking us up in these last days so that we'll find him and glorify him. And he be put back where he's supposed to be at. The Gentiles took him, they don't want us to know who he is. That's why they gave us JC. Okay? So, if anybody got any questions or comments about anything before we vacate the premises, anybody got any questions? Comments?
Shalom. No comment. I mean, no questions, but just a comment. Thank you so much for spreading, showing us that. And it just relates to today's time where, like you said, they are getting puffed up, and people who don't research the research, they're going to be lost in thinking they know who the Most High is when they won't, because of the other people who are just, changing around the words and, going on their own understanding. So that's
Exactly.
something to watch out for.
Exactly. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll see everybody on tomorrow for our reading through tonight. Okay. Shalom. See everybody tomorrow.
Shalom, shalom, everyone.